Yep. There you go. We're live.
Just give me a notification.
It did?
Yep.
Okay. So now, can we send this link to people?
Don't.
No, here they come. Here they come. Here they come. Okay.
Oh, and I got a YouTube
notification. All right. So there's going to be questions on YouTube as well. What's up, Chelsea?
So you want me to pull YouTube? Why you pull both?
You want me to put it over here for you? Or do you just want to do the phone?
Well, if you can do one over here, because then I can do the other one on my phone.
No, I can do this one.
Oh, okay.
Elliot, you're a riot.
Accurate. Okay, well, let me just share this to the groups.
All right. Hi, Rita. We're just getting set up.
Did I get kicked out of the art document? Oh, there it is.
Did I get kicked out? There's a distinct possibility we can get kicked out of. Hi, Janelle, that we can get kicked out of many groups.
I don't ever find out until I go to
Yeah, until you post something.
I'm like, oh, wait, never mind. I'm not in there anymore.
Yeah. Okay, that's you.
Got me.
So I'm going to do this then. Let's see if we can. Hang on, guys. We're just trying to set something up. It's been a little.
Me again.
Okay.
You're me.
Okay. It's been a little chaotic here. Doom, 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 doom. Been a little chaotic here.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, so now.
You can't give that to me. I'll just do it on my phone.
Why?
Because then you can't see the other comments. Because they're on the same browser. Oh. Wow.
Old people magic.
Oh my God, I'm so impressed.
You like that? That was pretty good, right? I think your brain's cold. So now Elliot's got the comments on YouTube, and I've got the comments on Crowdcast. Right?
Yep.
So we're good?
We golden, pony boy.
Stay gold, pony boy. Stay gold. All right. Well, let's see. What?
He's finally trying to get
Yeah. He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
Look at that. Look at that salad spoons. Look at that dick.
He's a fucking he's got a big
cock
one.
And balls.
He is. It's just in your face. It is just big.
I'm gonna try.
What's up, Kim?
Quietly over here.
Oh, Elliot's gonna make the fatal mistake of trying to eat while we're doing
quietly.
I'm trying to eat. Oh yeah. So we tried to get the live on Facebook, and we have to effort that. Because it's not efforting here. What?
Which got highs? Yo from Diane.
No, I know. I'm just trying to see. Can you tell how many people are watching in here?
No.
No way.
9 watching now.
Where'd you see it?
Boop.
Oh, look at that. Boop, boop, boop. All right. Ask her many questions. Ask Elliot questions? You want me to ask Elliot questions? Yeah, so a couple things. I was hoping Nikki was going to be here, but she's got shit to do. We'll see if she comes in. But we were going to talk about
what happened.
You are wearing that sandwich.
Listen.
You can't eat a croissant with a sweater on.
This is a flatbread.
Well, you still look. It's not a flatbread. It's a breast bread now.
No,
you can't.
These are strings.
I don't want to talk to you.
These aren't foods.
Ask her many questions while she's eating. What's the atomic weight of cadmium?
Yes.
Right. Elliot Candace says she's a messy eater too.
Thank you. Messy eaters.
Kim, you're not an asshole. You're one of us. That's how we roll. So did you guys see? I did. If you're on Patreon, you saw the personal protection tournament that I did in 2012.
Yeah,
so it was 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
8 years ago. So yeah, 8 years ago. That was a lot of fun, and I'm glad you guys received that well, because everybody who sees it in the protection dog world goes, "What the f- are you doing?" So it's
You did stuff with a dog at some point?
Did I ever tell you about the customer that came in and saw the trophies and said, "You bought all those at a yard sale and put dogs on top of them"?
That's what I'm doing in my
let's get some credibility here. Just it's a dog. Yeah.
I'm gonna make one now with a basketball.
Are you gonna make one? Take the ball out and put a dog in.
Yeah.
And put it on a spring, so it's like doing this. So it looks like Jack 2. So yeah, it's getting people to think in kind of a different way and just kind of understand that everything's not e-collar in food. It doesn't have to be e-collar and the clickers and all that stuff too. The other thing that I wanted to talk about a little bit was, and take your questions as well.
That was really fun. That'll be pretty elaborate to put dogs on all those,
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort. The last trial I put on cost me $7,700.
Look, chorizo is not supposed to be like a solid patty.
You are in New England.
I'm just making sure I know what I'm eating.
I'm not eating a lobster in Texas.
We have good lobster.
No, you don't.
It's imported.
Yeah, I know. That means it's taken time to get there.
It's like that, though.
Okay. So yeah, did you guys see the video of Elliot's dog communicating with her?
True that, Chris.
That's right. That's right.
That's my attempt at fingers over here.
Okay, so I guess some people got a little twisted about that video.
Don't look over here.
I know it's
lagged.
Yeah, it's bad. Got a little. I have that going on every morning. See, that's bad if you have that going on every morning. So it's super important. Do me a favor, shoot a little message to Nikki and see if she's gonna come on here or is she gonna be a tool. It's on the It's Not the Dog, It's You Facebook page.
I love that dog too, Easy White Ups.
Yeah. Yep. So I really wanted to really talk about that.
Yeah.
But I think people like, I got some back channel stuff. And thanks.
Sorry.
Don't be a tool. Back channel stuff about how it's embarrassing for me.
Yeah.
And that what was
it was hypocritical.
Hypocritical of me to tell people what to do with their dog. And so what happens more often than not on the internet is that people just don't understand what they're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Like, they just don't understand what they're looking at. Right. So I guess the problems, what were the problems that the people had? One was
that you tell what is it? Does the dog know its place? Know who's the leader? Even though we're letting her do that.
Yeah, but there's a difference. Like, when people take a dog home and they start just letting it tell them what to do, the puppy barks, they're like, "What do you want, baby? Do you want to go out?" And the dog learns to run over the door, and you don't have control over your dog. What? Uh-oh, they're going back and forth. If you have a dog you just adopted, you don't want to do that. If you have a puppy you just bring home, you don't want to do that. This is a 9-year-old dog. 9-year-old dog. That's right, Marcella. That's exactly right. This is a 9-year-old dog with a myriad of health issues.
Yes.
This dog makes old man noises worse than I do when it gets up. True or not true?
Accurate.
Fuck not. This dog is old. This dog is titled. This dog has been through the mill. This dog has been through everything. So this dog, she can literally walk this dog. I've seen her do it in downtown Austin, Texas on a busy night. Some of you were there with me. and you could see her walk this dog and be very obedient outside. There's a huge difference between that your dog is allowed to communicate back with you. Your dog is not allowed to dictate communication. The other thing people don't realize is you were going to squash that. And I said, what'd I say? No, I said, I want to see the behaviors. I want people to see this.
Right.
So I asked you to let it go.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And that's the hard part of this, is that people pull out messages or things that they want. Of course they did. I'll take a short clip of your life. And I said, well, so here's the deal. So we can't win. So in the all nonsense group, they were shitting on Nikki and I and you, because you're welcome to the club, that we have robot dogs. That's something I've never, ever, ever understood in my life.
No.
I have a dog sitting right over there in a folding chair. I do. We have 3 dogs in our house. We have a huge 86-pound Dutch Shepherd, 110-pound band dog, and Ava Braun, he's a lazy robot. Yeah. I'm putting you in charge of this today.
Oh, okay,
Do not fuck it up. So the whole thing is, people don't ask questions, okay? People don't ask questions. That anything that we're putting out right now is designed to get people talking, get people saying stuff. Most people on Facebook put shit out there and say, look at me, tell me how great it is. If you disagree with it, you're a hater, right?
Yep.
What I'm saying is, we're going to put it out there. I'm not mad at people for saying that, but come through the front door. Like Mary Prohl came through the front door.
Yep.
No problems at all. I don't think she understands what she's seeing. It's a great conversation starter. It's awesome to talk about. What I would like to see is that more people, so on the Patreon lives, you have to come on if you ask a question. I would love to do that here. But I think on Facebook, most people just talk and go through back channels and stuff. So in that video, what is incredible about that video is that you see the dog is emotional, like, God damn it, bitch. Get the fuck off your fatass and open the door and let me go to my place where I eat. You watch the dog.
Mark behavior.
Oh. You get up and the dog's like, yeah, get up and boogie, get up, right? The dog is absolutely marking your behavior. That is, I approve.
Yes.
That is Ava Braun approved.
Yes.
Right? Then you sit back down and the dog's like, God damn it, woman. Right? Like, it's so fucking great. And then the dog starts walking and she has no thumbs. She has no hands. She can't go like you, get up and go over there. So she takes her long nose that I won't even talk about. And she'll go, you come over here. You come over here, right?
Yes.
She does that.
Yeah.
And then, so you look at that, and plus that dog sleeps like 16 fucking hours a day.
It does.
That dog's got mileage. Plus, on top of that, this fucking dog is a lifelong Texan, yeah?
Yep.
And now he's up here going like, first of all, it was like a 43,000 hour car ride?
Yes.
This dog has not recovered from that car ride.
No. No.
Neither is Elliot.
She hasn't recovered from her life.
Right. And now she's like, why is it fucking cold all the time up here? Why? And so now you've got this dog who is like,
no hair.
Nothing. I mean, like, what are we talking about? Like, people are waiting in the weeds to just go,
oh, they're going to lose it when I get her little sweaters in.
I will lose it too.
You will.
Just let her freeze. Just let her freeze.
She's got
we just need to fatten her up. That's all we got to do.
Yeah, that's
all we got to do. So the whole thing is, people who are saying stuff like, well, Chris preaches this. No. If you have a dog, like Mary Prohl's dog is out of control, separation anxiety, no obedience, all that stuff that she said in the past with the dog, and she's trying to learn how to train a dog, I'm not letting that dog tell me when it's feeding time.
No.
No way. No way. Because that's part of who's the teacher and who's the student. And it's very situational. One of the things that happens, like if I say down to Hadouken, so we get DoorDash, right?
Yep.
Knock on the door, boom, 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 right?
Yep.
How many dogs bark at my house when someone knocks on the door?
None.
Zero. But if he goes, oh, who's there? And he walks over, now he's Kermit the Frog. Hey-ho, who's there? And he comes over and I say couche, or anyone says couche, he goes, all right, and he lays down.
Yep.
If I tell him to rest, he stays there.
Yep. He's gotten very respectful of Harley and her space.
Yeah. He's super respectful of Harley.
Yep.
And that's how it should be. That's how it should be. But he is not a competitive level dog. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Yeah. He's not a competitive level dog because we don't ask him to be. But he knows, don't bolt out the door. Down when I tell you, sit when I tell you, come when I tell you.
Yep.
And that's the basics. That's the basic minimum requirement. My kids can wrestle with the dog and you tell him to stop and he stops. He doesn't mark in the house. He doesn't shit in the house. He doesn't piss in the house. He doesn't counter serve. We have food on the coffee table all the time. And he will, fucking Harley will do it before he will.
Yep.
And
she'll take her chance.
Yeah. And that's what people don't understand. Like when people start making these huge, I mean, how long is that? 2-minute video? Is it 2 minutes?
Yeah. Or maybe.
Might be less.
Yeah, I think it's less.
It's a part, guys. It's just a part of a life. It's just part. But what the focus of that behavior was the video was behavior. Look at the dog learning. That's what dogs learn first. They learn how to get the human to do what they want the human to do.
Yep.
And people get a puppy and they're like, they don't get. They're like, look, it's telling me that it wants food. 2 years later, and you're like, why did it do that? Because you didn't establish who's the teacher and who's the student.
Yep.
Make sense? Let's just see who's here. Yeah.
I forgot I can hijack over here if I need it.
That's yours. Oh, you can hijack. Yeah. That's right. I
forgot.
That is right. Let's see.
Salads.
That's so funny.
That's so great.
What is this? Nope. So it's really important to understand that in that video, that is just a segment that we wanted to capture a behavior or a series of communication behaviors.
Yep.
So we could show people that. Maybe it's the people who need to understand that that's not cute if your dog is out of control. If you have a dog that's aggressive, don't let the dog tell you what to do. If you have a dog that's shy, don't let the dog tell you what to do. If you have a dog that's untrained, but that was something like Elliot doesn't put up with that. Excuse me. I asked her to do that. That's it. There's times where when it's cold and drizzly up here, we'll go, you want to go to the bathroom? And the dog's like, I'm going to go back on the couch. Elliot goes, nope, we're going outside. It's not this like, I think everybody on the internet is just waiting for you to like contradict yourself or come on. It's a conversation starter. Like, let's have a conversation about it. That's what we want. So it's really funny to watch that even a dog where you're doing obedience can communicate with you. I mean, we saw that in the Janelle video.
Yes.
That the dog is communicating and we're not seeing it. People aren't seeing it. That's the hard work that Janelle's doing right now, is to not just learn. Yes, that's right, Marcella. Absolutely right. Jesus Christ. So you look and protect.
The fucking thing is right at I can see it up there.
You look at behaviors all the time. The dogs are talking. It's just that people don't listen, and that's what we wanted to show you at a level that's not super hard. Like all the people out in Minnesota saw
Couché.
What was his name? Dexter.
Yeah.
Do you see that dog communicating? Dog was communicating at a very, very high level. And that's the problem. So just walk over. Go ahead.
Right. Okay.
At a very high level. And that's you saw Sawyer was communicating at a high level. You saw Pearl was communicating at a high level. The problem is that if we're looking for what do we do when the dog does this, we have to understand, why is the dog doing it? Why is the dog doing that? How did that dog develop that communication style? Why? Because we allowed it. Because we like, if the dog comes over to you and puts its head on you, and you go, oh, that's the dog telling you to pet it, or I want something. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that if you have control of your dog. Because if you don't have the obedience on your dog, and you don't have the control and the respect and the clarity, then that dog goes, monkey pet me. There you go. You did it. Dog gave the obedience command. Human followed it. I want to go outside. I don't have a thumb to open the door. If the door was open, would the dog ask you to go outside? No, dog would just go outside. So the dog's not asking you to go outside. The dog's saying, I need your thumb to open the door. So you got recruited. Okay. What's the other one? I need food. I need water. I want you to throw the ball. All those things to a dog, when you are taking a dog home, a puppy, or an adult dog that you adopted, rescued, whatever you want to call it, when you go home, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. You never. So if a dog goes into another group of dogs, they're going to establish rules very quickly. When a dog goes into a new group of people, they tell the new dog to establish the rules. Tell me what you want. And when that happens, you have just a plethora of problems coming afterwards, because the general impression through DPOV that you're sending is that the dog is here and you're here. That's when you get the dog going, okay, you want my food? You can't have it. You want to take the couch? Get off it. Someone's at the door. I'm territorial. All of those things happen because everything's out of whack between you and the dog.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
I think people forget goals with their dogs too.
Goals?
Yeah. Like, what is because if you're okay with your dog doing all of that, I guess, what are you going to do?
Nothing.
You know, right. But yeah, what is what we're talking about, like justice wouldn't do that. Not letting her do that shit.
No, it's a different dog.
Right.
And there are dogs that are completely and totally 100% benign.
That's Harley.
That's Harley. 100% benign. You're not. They're rare, and they're becoming more and more rare.
Yeah, if you get that dog to fuck you up or try to, like, I don't understand.
Was a Hadouken comes over to sniff her, and she goes, ah! And I'm like, what just happened?
Yep. I almost caved and went to nose work yesterday, but I'm like, no, that's not what we need right now.
Yes, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. You have to learn your way, right? So I'm a big fan of learning by consequence. So people say, well, I'm going to barn hunt today. Okay. But that's the Janelle thing. Janelle came in, I want to go on a hike with my dog. Go ahead. But I know you don't want me to, so don't do it. But I want to do it. Then do it. But you're going to yell at me. I'm not going to yell at you. Just do what you want to do, because that's where you get the experience. You keep getting your lessons until you learn them. That's it. That's it. If you're not, but see, that's about you, Condicio. You see? That's not about what's good for the dog. It's about what you want. Dogs that don't rely on devices or micromanagement have earned the right to be free. Yep, that's right. Right to explore freedom. That's right. Explore freedom. So you can still put boundaries on them from a distance. Echo has started to put her head onto me to get pet. Well, that's because the relationship is changing. It's funny. There's rules to a relationship, and there's communication in a relationship. I mean, we're going through a lot of that now, just trying to figure each other out.
Yep.
And I'm like, yep, okay, I'm aware of that. And you're like, what is wrong with you? Like, how do you see that? Well, it's because I've been through it, and I know it's hard. They have established trustworthiness until you can do that with your dog. Shut the fuck up. Linda, obviously having a great Sunday morning. That's right. That's right. And it's really important to understand a relationship, because people get a dog because it's cute, or people get a dog because they want a trophy, or people get a dog because they want a ribbon, or people get a dog because they want to breed it. But people, what they don't understand is that dog is talking back. The dog is communicating back.
Yeah, and it's not fair for us not to listen. But like that, it's like that first time when we were at the training weekend, and that girl had her dog in the crate for like 6 hours, and the dog's like, "Excuse me, I'd like to use the restroom." She's like, "Shut up!"
It was 6 hours, and like 8 hours.
Whatever
and,
it was.
and she's like, "Shut up!" And I just look at her and I go, "You know, the dog hasn't made a sound for 8 hours." She's like, "Yeah." And I go, "And you know that you've given it water 3 times." "Yeah." Aggressive.
Yeah.
Someone who preaches peace like that, fucking aggressive. Linda, that was Air Force. And then the dog's like, she's like, "Place!" Like, "Shut up!" Right?
Baby girl.
Like loud, right?
I didn't even realize what she was doing because I was out of the room, and I was like, "Woof."
And I quietly go, "Do you think that the dog might have to go to the bathroom? Because it's been close to 8 hours. You've given it water 3 times. And the dog hasn't that dog does not want your attention. It does not want your attention." But now it's like, "Excuse me, I'm going to urinate all over myself, and I don't want to get whooped for that. Could you open the door so I could relieve myself?" "Shut up!" "All right. I'll just take the ass kicking and the hot piss. Thank you." But then when you explain it to her and say, "Hey, listen, you're not thinking about your dog, you're thinking about you." Mm-hmm. Now, there's people that think too much about the dog.
Yes.
They're like, "Did you piss? Take it out, put it back. Did you piss? Take it out, put it back. Did you piss? I'll go on a 6-mile hike with you so you can piss and shit everywhere. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" Gotta balance that shit out.
Yeah.
Gotta balance it out.
It's hard.
Well, it is, until you realize that thing is constantly communicating. And there's what?
He sees the people.
Oh, there's so many people that just think dictation is obedience. I'm gonna fucking make you do it. And then there's other people who think like, "Can you do this?" It's like the video I put up with the
Borzoi.
The Borzoi.
And I love how they're like, "That's not a biddable dog."
Great dog. It's tough, man. It's so hard to get people to understand, because the wave of propaganda and retail, madness that people have, like your dog in 6 weeks and your dog in 2 weeks and your dog in 1 week. What we're going to get that, like they have apps on a phone now. How the fuck did we ever train dogs without cell phones and electric collars? But people like the shiny toys. I have no shiny toys to sell. None.
And I think that's where people are getting confused about so here's at this point you can allow your dog to do this, because you're not really telling them that. And it's not like, it's not a okay, I've gotten to this point, now I can let her do whatever the fuck she wants to.
No.
It's the formula that they're looking for.
The formula.
There's not
right.
one. Because like I may never get to that point with a dog like Justice.
Yeah.
I mean,
you will.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not.
But then that goes into picking a mismatch. That goes into someone picking. Mm-hmm. Like, here's the thing I'll never understand in my entire life. You ready for this? Malinois rescue. Owners need to stop saying they want change in their dog if they don't want change. No, that's not true. They do want the change. They just don't want to do the work.
If they won't change.
They want the dog to change while they keep doing the shitty stuff that got the dog there in the first place. Yep. It's tough. It's not easy. It's not easy. And that's the thing, Brittany, is that's why dog trainers that just cater to the client, like you just came out of Corpo.
Yeah.
Do they do what the client wants or what's best for the dog?
What the client wants.
What the client wants all the time. That's what dog training is now, is Burger King. Have it your way.
Yeah.
No. Worst idea since they officially became fur babies once they are a rescue. I know. Oh, I'm rubbing my face, man. I showed you that video of the lady at the daycare.
Yeah.
With the bulldog just tearing her up. And he's just playing.
Yeah.
You know what he needed?
But he's
Cut it out. That's it.
Yep.
Cut the shit. But people don't put boundaries on. They do it online. They don't realize that, like, look, if you put your hand on me, we're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a problem. Like, you don't fucking put your hand on me. This fucking kid that pulled the gun on me is like, do you wish this to become violent? I'm like, dude, this kid.
That almost threw me off.
Yeah, she was like, what the fuck is this? Is this punked? Where's Ashton Kutcher? What the fuck? But it's like, dude, do I wish this to become violent? You came all the way across the parking lot charging like you're fucking 6'5" and you're 5 foot nothing. Do you wish this to become violent?
You do. You already said that. Everything you did said that.
Your actions speak louder than your words, bro. And I'm like,
but then shit gets real when somebody pulls out a weapon.
It didn't even have to get real. I'm like, this kid's catching me at an old age time. Like, I'm just trying to get into heaven now, and I'm not gonna hit this kid. If I hit that kid,
it's a wrap for you.
Oh, I'm the bad guy.
Yep.
It's like fucking giant white man punches Asian kid who's like, seriously, dude was smaller than Dylan.
Like significantly smaller than Dylan. And Dylan's small.
Yep. And so you go like who's teaching these kids that they shouldn't do that? Who's teaching the kids they shouldn't do that? Who's teaching then you let Elliot hit the kid? Oh no. I wanted to teach him a lesson, not kill him. Elliot, no.
That is not a fight we want to start.
I don't want this kid sitting in a wheelchair with a spit cup for the rest of his life. Gotta move over here.
I'd have to get a new ass. It'd probably be stuck in him. And like, you know what? Just leave it. Just buy
that kid has no idea how lucky he got. That kid has no idea how lucky he got. He picked me. But that's the thing with a dog. Like, people come in with these killer dogs. You know what I want to do? I want to go back to the old YouTube channel. And I want to take all of the evals off. All of the evals. And look at just the first interaction with the dog. Dylan gets bit in the dick. I got dogs coming after me. How are these dogs getting like this? How are they getting like this?
You can do that.
What? Yeah, they do. I'm like, what are we doing? But that's what it is. Carla has
It's so hard, and sometimes I have to think so hard to see what I need to see. I feel like I'm spinning my wheels, and then there's a moment where something happens, and it is so good. I have to stop myself from an overreaction. It is always work at this point. Those still moments are worth it.
Small moments, and that's it. But remember, Carla, you're undoing things that you were taught to do. Because Carla is, not everybody knows everybody here, but Carla's a great student. She's a very gentle soul, very kind person, a very, what does she got there? Let me click that.
That should be like
Directional Pressure by Linda Kane. Here you go. There you go, guys. Click that link. Live it, love it, learn it. That's what you need. So she's a very kind person. to the point where she doesn't want to offend anybody. Oh, fuck that. There's people that need to be offended.
Pearl is one of them.
What's that?
I said Pearl is one of them.
Pearl needs to be offended. and that's Pearl's like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the way it is. It's not like we're so far away. Yeah.
That's accurate.
We're so far away. I'm going to say that Off is your first name, End is your middle name, and Ing is your last name. But it's so hard to get people to understand, to balance their communication, because the communication in the world is out of whack right now. It's just out of whack. Like people think that everything that happens to them, the world has to come to a crashing halt to fix that. That's just not the way it is. It's just not the way it is. You know what? You took the loss, fucking eat it. That's the way it is. You win some, you lose some. Grow up. It's very difficult now to be a dog trainer that teaches people. Like, don't you think that the dog trainer should teach people how to live with the dog? Not just, and my basic obedience is very different than other people's basic obedience. They think that, you have food, sit down, and okay, you practice that. That's fine. But when you make the jump, like these people go to a dog park, they go to daycare, they go to play dates, they go on hikes with the dog, and they go, I'm teaching you what sit down, stay, heel, and come are with food in a very clean environment, almost a sterile environment. And then they just decide to go do things that are way over the dog's head. And they're like, sit, oh, fuck it, just do what you want. Oh, you think about that. Like,
it's very confusing.
It is. And then they go, it's not listening, I'm going to get an e-collar. You did a week of food training 3 times. Like, you were like, sit, hey! Now you go to a weaponized e-collar. What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing here?
My first interaction with an e-collar was that dog that I told you, Bam Bam.
Yeah.
I had his sister,
yep.
And she got adopted out. I would watch her from time to time. And I get her one of these times, and it's been a couple months since I've seen her. And he's like, here's her e-collar. We went to Sit. And I was like, okay, what are we doing with it? And he was like, just, if she's bad. And I'm like, that's really vague.
Well, define bad to a dog.
Yeah, right. Like, what are we talking about? And so I remember, like, he had put it on her, and she just, like, shaken. And when we got to my house, I went inside, and she had her own crate and all that stuff. And my mom was making food, and her alarm went off for the oven.
Yeah.
So it's a beep, beep, beep. Dog fucking could not get into the crate.
Yeah.
Like, on top of the crate, trying to melt into the crate.
Yeah. But that's the warning. Panic. I give the dog a warning beep.
Yeah.
It's on vibrate. Oh, okay. Do you know what that means? Do you understand what that means from the dog? Like, people are told the underground fence is good. It's 100%. Like, they just lie to them. And people, because they want to hear it. It's like me at a used car lot. I'm like, I love that. Well, what is it? Hey, we're back.
Woo.
Let's see if it comes on over here though.
I'm cold and have back spasms. Thanks for asking.
Yes.
Jeez.
No. Waiting for them to connect.
Waiting.
He's back. I am back.
But we're not back
Welcome
on
back.
YouTube.
We're not back on YouTube yet. We're efforting. So I don't know how much of that you missed.
Waiting for host.
Yeah. Oh, here it comes.
It's happening.
Can you guys still see us on Crowdcast? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right,
Whoa. Calm down.
Yep. Oh, do we have to redo the whole streaming thing on YouTube?
I don't know. Let me see. Stop!
It's on YouTube, you think? Like, oh, I'm hijacking. I'm looking at it.
You are back on the YouTube.
On the YouTube. Okay.
Hey!
Good. All right, that's good. So I don't know how far we got with that, but it's just like the internet. So I was telling Elliot and April the other night that everybody does things through this now, through the screen. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And then when you bring them out here and they have to actually do something. And the other thing too is like, I can't believe how people think of dogs and how they're told to think about dogs, that it's a baby and you should feel sorry for it. It's a fucking predator. It's an opportunistic predator. Look, you've spent some time with me, right?
Yep.
You've scared the fuck out of me in a hotel room while I was
Accurate.
just wearing boxer briefs and a shirt.
Accurate.
My legs are so scarred from
And they're about this thin.
dog bites. Yeah, I look like Mr. Potato Head on pipe cleaning. A melting Mr. Potato Head. It's bad. And then like she gets, remember this. So this is something that's like, it blows my mind that, because I don't even think about it. Elliot's living at my house with my family. There's no like, there's no hiding things from this. Like, I mean, she's like, wow, he's broken. Like,
Preach.
Facts. And it's hard because you don't realize that people aren't really fixing problems with dogs. They're masking them. So if you keep giving the dog food to fix a behavior, as long as you got food,
it's good.
It'll be okay. But the minute you drop the food,
it's not good.
It's not good. If you've got an e-collar, a muzzle, and a prong, why did you have to put that shit on there? Why did you have to do
insurance?
How can they possibly know what we're talking about when they're taught by schools, online trainers, YouTube trainers? How can they possibly know what we're talking about when the people who are teaching them don't know what we're talking about?
And you lose a lot of translation. It's not even that you lose a lot of translation, because I would venture to say that I'm a pretty straightforward person online most of the time in person.
I would say if Linda is a Sherman tank, you are a bulldozer.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean that.
No, working my way up to Linda.
Yo, we all aspire.
Yes.
Go ahead, take over here from me.
But okay. Just don't fuck up my dog. What's up, guys? Where are you? Oh, you're gonna block. You're gonna block the bright because. Oh wow, I look white.
Hey, show your shit, dude.
Better than being a steamroller, says Candace Kennedy. Oh my god, he almost just fucking took the whole computer out.
I'll be right with you.
Nice. And there goes my dog. Earthquake test. Accurate. My point is, oh wow, it smells like heater over here.
Burning hair.
Yeah, it's gross. That people get.
We're dog teaching.
Yeah, we are. And he's efforting on staying on that really flimsy chair.
Better not.
He's trying to get comfy. All right.
He's yours now. You have him. I have this. All right.
You might be back.
All right. Oh, now I look pale as shit. I look like me.
Yeah, that's you. That's you.
All right. So the thing is that until you go away from the commercial stuff.
Yeah.
You want to pull over?
Yeah. Well, no. Okay, wait. Hold on. What I'm saying is
go ahead.
that, like, sometimes I say something to somebody online, and they're like, "You're so mean." And it's like, I can't say, like, I feel like it's mean for me to be like, Chris, maybe we should not have an extra sugar in our coffee today. And do that for like 3 years. And then one day you're just like, why didn't you fucking tell me, Brianna?
Yeah. Why didn't you just fucking tell me? Why didn't you just tell me?
I'm trying to just tell you.
Trying to tell you.
Just
trying to tell you.
And so we get emotional, we get upset, we don't like the way that's worded. Okay, I thought you were gonna pinch me.
Nope.
Fucking hell.
But it's true. It's like people want. There is no discussion anymore. Everyone is ready to argue.
Well, like, let's argue. That's fine.
Let's
argue with facts.
Yeah.
Just facts.
Yeah.
Don't get fucking twisted in the the whole e-collar thing when I was on that group, which was, oh my God. I was like, can we just stay with one? So somebody had said, oh my God, I gotta remember exactly that argument was so great, that it was insurance and all this stuff. Like the e-collar is the insurance. I'm like, okay, let's go with that. Oh, we're talking about the hiking. They're like, well, what about for hunters and hiking? So I've done types of hunting with no e-collar. I haven't done hiking because I'm Mexican. That's weird.
Do I look like a hike?
Yeah, what are we doing? Hiking. That's not enjoyable.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I needed to go hiking for some reason, I wouldn't put an e-collar on my dog. And so we go, all right, let's go with that argument for people who hunt and are. And we're talking, and then boom, suddenly it's, well, dog aggression. Hold the fucking phone. Let's deal with this hunting and hiking. Why are we going all over the fucking place? Because you didn't have an argument to begin with.
Well, and what people do, I've found, is they skim your comments.
Yeah.
And they're not trying to learn. They're trying to teach you.
Right.
So instead of having a dialogue, they say all the regurgitated information, like, what about safety? What about insurance? What about this? What about that? I'm telling you that it's not what you think. You keep telling me what you heard.
Right.
Non-reinforceable marker. Dude, don't say that to me, because there will be a shitstorm of proof that it's the stupidest thing in the world. One of the first things I ever learned when I came into the dog world was never give a command you can't reinforce.
Yep.
What's a non-reinforceable marker?
Exactly.
It says the exact opposite of that. So people hear it and they're like, well, Michael Ellis said it, so I'm just going to go around and say non-reinforceable marker, NRMs. That's what we're doing. We got so hi, you have a dog? So we're going to work on NRMs. What's that? Non-reinforceable marker? Oh my God, that sounds scientific. What does that mean? I don't know, but I said it a lot. I saw it on a video. I bought the complete box set.
Oh, I love when people say science. That's my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I love facts.
Yeah.
And how science works. Okay. Definitions. Noise aversion.
No. Veterinarian diagnosed noise aversion. Ready? Go.
A diagnosis means you have had tests. There are clinical tests.
Whoa.
You're too tall. I'm too short.
Okay, good. I'll just slouch.
Okay. That's good for your back.
Yep.
That you can perform on multiple subjects and get results.
Yep.
Diagnosed. There's a test. There is a
we have an app
series. Yes, right? There's a series. There's a process. There's all this other shit.
Yep.
Aversion, I don't like it. I'm averse to that. That's an opinion. That is maybe a reaction drawn from some sort of experience. That's like as sciencey as you can get with that. I'm afraid of that thing because at one point it fell on me from a dog. Oh.
I just diagnosed your noise aversion.
It's whistle.
Is it dogs are going crazy?
Oh. And
you can't fix that. You can't fix that. So is there a medication for that?
I think that they can what is it called? There's a surgery that you
That's the point, Elon. That's the point.
Right.
So just to backtrack this, okay? Someone got on the internet on Nikki's group and said, my dog is veterinarian diagnosed noise aversion. Okay, every dog, unless it's deaf, has noise aversion.
There is a reaction to sound.
That's like saying P.T. Barnum.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna fuck this up, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
It said pink salmon, right, on the label of salmon.
Yeah.
And it said guaranteed to never to always be pink or something like that. It was like air, guaranteed to always be air. You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? That's the thing that people, and that's what we bang our heads against the wall when we have conversations with people. They don't want to hear the conversation. People don't want to talk about it. Now, here's the thing. If you've
can eat it, yeah.
Right. So
we have a medication for your ranch dressing.
Your malfunction, because so the deal is over and over again is that so many people are experts. So I'm going to tell you something, and it's very hard for me because people don't know my musical track record.
You don't know my
musical track record. So people don't understand. Have you seen anyone stand in front of me and I just destroy them and put them down?
No.
Doesn't happen.
No.
Have you seen me put foot to ass verbally going like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yes.
Because you need to walk through the fucking dog. That's what I'm talking about. Like, let's just do that. Rude.
Is it rude? Is it inappropriate?
Okay, so Diane, we had a whole discussion about rude, inappropriate, or offensive. So
we were in a restaurant, by the way.
We were the only ones in the restaurant.
We were.
Dog not door, Chris. Yeah, that's true. So the deal is that people are regurgitating what they've been taught. And they don't understand what they're saying. They don't understand what they're saying. So there's a lot of kids who have never trained a dog outside of this or been with someone who knows what they're doing.
Right.
Have you ever, now you were on how many seminars with me? A lot.
Yeah.
How many months have we spent together every day from August till now?
A lot.
Couple months, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a dog get worse?
Never.
Okay, so that's what everybody wants, right? That's what everybody wants. But why are we cleaning up the messes of fucking little Jack 2 who fucking came at my face like a fucking freight train? And what did I do? I bitched out? Is that what you're saying?
You did. You look like a bitch.
I look like a bitch. Why has that dog been bounced around by shelters? Well, first of all, there was a breeder.
Yeah.
Then there was the first owner, got bit in the face.
Yep.
Then there was the second owner's got bit in the face. Then there's the third owner got bit up and down the arms. And then came the brutal onslaught that can only be.
No, there was a third owner. Then there was a rescue. Then there was another.
And they told the fucking person the dog's going to bite you in the face.
That sounds fantastic. That's what I want in my house.
What's dumber than that is, okay, I'll take it.
Holy fuck nuts.
Okay, I'll take it. Then fucking lady comes walking in here like she owns the shit.
Your sign game is weak.
Your sign game is weak. And I told you she was coming in hot, didn't I?
You did. Before she even
got out of the car, I said, this is going to be a problem. And I could not have been nicer to this lady, could I?
Accurate.
I helped her through the door. I said, how can I help you? Your sign game is weak. Just doesn't say thank you. She goes and fucking plops herself down on the couch, lets the fucking dog go, and we've got a problem.
The dog proceeds to shit right in front of you.
I should.
Right under your feet.
Dog lifted its leg on my foot.
Yeah.
I should post that whole video.
Yeah.
On.
Yeah, I'm all for the whole thing. I think that like 14-second clip, no.
Do I look like I care about what people think about me?
It's so funny though.
Don't care. So my whole problem over and over again is that, yeah, but you know what's funny is that the flying, what is it? A shitsy? Nikki says it great.
Oh yeah,
multi shit or something.
No, she's not. She got shit going on.
Okay. So this Malshi. Yeah. So this dog, like people go, oh, don't put that out there. You're gonna look like a bitch. I don't give a fuck. I'm not a bitch. I'm Rusty. That's what happened. Look at her face. The problem is that people will see that and not listen. That's
the same thing with that happened with the Harley video. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna go, right. You don't know how to train a.
They're not listening to how did we get where we are? How did we get to the moment where I look like a bitch? How did we get there? We got there because the fucking people who are dog experts failed the fucking dog.
Yeah, because she was fine after that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
pissing her off.
Come on, bite me.
And this lady, you want to talk about rude? Rude.
Disrespectful.
I mean, I could not have been nicer. I said, I work for you. She's like, well, I'm late. I said, it's okay. I apologize. That's my fault. The sign's not out front yet. We're new here. I said, would you like a water? Like, how can I help you? This lady was in full fucking cunt mode from the moment she walked through the door. She was pissed off and she was going. This lady didn't want training for a dog. She wanted someone to blame when the training didn't work.
But then the training worked.
Well, so the deal is that why did the rescue let the dog go? And if she brought that dog to one of the online trainers, love big, hate big, what are they going to do? The first thing they're going to fucking do is put an e-collar on the dog. They're going to have the owner muzzle it and put an e-collar. The dog's biting the owner, sleeps in the bed with me. I said, well, what happens if you roll over and you drop your arm on the dog? She's like, well, I'll build a pillow wall so it can't fuck me up. And I go, are you out of your mind? Like I told this lady straight out,
yeah, you did.
very calmly, I said, you should never have been allowed to adopt this dog. Never.
Yep.
This dog is way out of your skill set. You live alone. You're on a lot of medication that thins your blood. And we're talking about this dog. You're afraid of this dog. You should never be afraid of your dog. But what happens, you start to make it so you become afraid of the dog by catering to it. This isn't fucking rocket science, guys. This is basic dogsmanship gone wrong. She said, my last dog died at like 15 or something.
Yeah. Couple of days before.
And I said, why did you go out and get this dog? She goes, well, my dog died. There's a whole science behind this, okay? It's an emotional thing. But people lose a dog and go out within 24 to 48 hours and get another dog. You have not had enough time to grieve. You have not. So what now? This dog's coming into the house and you've got your dog back. So you start catering to this fucking dog like crazy. And this dog goes, this bitch, hey, rub my ass. So rubs the dog's ass. Now the dog says, I wish you to stop rubbing my ass. Yep, gonna lose your nose. That's not an e-collar problem. That's not an e-collar problem. It's not a fucking food problem. It's a problem that this dog thinks it walks this earth like a fucking 12-pound god. And that's the problem. That's the same thing with the kid that pulled the gun on me.
Yeah.
Nobody's put this foot in that ass yet. Now, does that mean I'm over there going, No, the dog was doing that to me.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's where, like when you talk about an e-collar or talk about like corrections. So people are trying to, it's like they're trying to put everything everything into one correction. And
it's not a lesson.
No, it's just stop. But they don't know, the dog doesn't know where to stop. So like when you talk about living with a dog, like all of that stuff will clear that up. And at some point, I mean, there's obviously dogs who need, single learning events and all that good stuff. But like that dog doesn't really necessarily need that.
The dog is what I call a false alpha or a created alpha.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, this dog, it's nothing. It took me by surprise because I was so busy with the lady going toe to toe with her that I was like, and the wrong equipment's on the dog.
Yeah.
All this stuff.
Just keep going.
Yeah. I think it's fine. So like it's who is teaching people how to put the collar on so it doesn't backslip? My wife and daughter almost ran over a dog in Summersworth yesterday. And so many people just don't fucking understand how to take care of a dog, what a dog is. Now that brings up a different thing when you were talking about the e-collar defense by the trainer who I said, you have clients, right? So we're going to switch topics a little bit. I don't lose sleep over people getting upset with me. Doesn't happen. So sometimes people will come and they forget who they're talking to, or they forget what they're saying and they lose their damn minds. So this guy loses his mind and says some shit. I don't care. Publicly says this. Then sends an apology through back channels. If you're going to fucking run your mouth, fine. If you're going to do it publicly, fine. And then when you're finally wrong and you send a message to me.
Oh, and you delete
your post. You're a coward. You're a coward. You can't. I have been wrong. And I have said to the people that I was wrong about, oh, yeah, I was wrong. It's over. It's done. It's done. But we can't do that. The non-apology apology is I deleted my comment and I sent you a message through the back channels. Nope. Think about that. That's the definition of a bitch. You understand that? That's tough. Agree or disagree? Oh, look at that. Did we lose internet again? No. Okay.
That was way before. Just you do you.
Okay, I will. So that's what I'm saying is if you're going to have the balls to stand up and have a debate, I love debate. We love debate. Linda loves debate. Cindy loves debate. Nikki loves debate. But if you're going to start getting all pissy online and then you realize it's Blazing Saddles.
I do love that movie. Oh. I know that movie. Oh. I don't watch movies. That's what that's about.
Has anyone seen Blazing Saddles?
Oh, it's a great one.
Cleavon Little. Oh my God, it's the greatest movie ever. Of course, you'll have the decency to tell no one we spoke. That's the greatest thing in the world. You know what you need to do? Find that clip and post it on my page. Because if I say,
oh wait, I'll do it afterwards.
Yeah, if I say the thing, everybody will go nuts.
Yeah.
And it's just a quote. But it's, God damn it, that's what happens. Is I get people who will apologize to me and they're like, hey, look, I really fucked up. I deleted my comments, so you can't say anything about it. And look, I'm sorry, but don't tell anybody. Okay, don't tell anybody. What fucking good is that? What good is that? You want a public apology? Put it where your comment was. Say, you know what? That's character.
Mm-hmm.
That's character. I'll go, wow, that's pretty good. There you go.
It's easier to work with that.
But isn't that behavior, isn't that the dirty little secret of dog training too? Don't tell people I'm not a trainer. Don't shit on my training. People make it about them when they don't think about the fucking dog. The dog. It's the fucking dog. That's what the problem is that your ego, your fear, your anger, your greed is hurting the dogs because you can't understand what you're doing. And that's the internet is fucking. Gax Zorge, butt plug. Did you see the fucking live? Someone sent me a live of his. The Connor Corso?
Yes.
And he's talking. He's terrified of that fucking dog. He's like and the dog's like, why is the dog doing that? Because they tuned that fucking dog up before they came out. They weren't going to go on a live with that dog full-blown rage monkey. This dog is like, if I could just get some oxygen. If you could just stop welding me. That's what happened.
We got Muchacho on the Muchacho came in on a live.
Kevin's dog came in on a live. It's hard. It's hard because this is that world that you guys are in right now is not the real world. And when we sit and dog people who are genuine dog people try to have an exchange of ideas or try to have a debate or look, come on and talk to me about dogs. Talk to Elliot about dogs. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. So this craft just gets lower and lower in the shitter because we lower the bar in our skill level every fucking day. We lower the bar in the breeding level every fucking day. We lower the bar in the sheltering, rescue, and dog pound every day. We lower all expectations for behavior. We've got these veterinary behaviorists who don't have a fucking clue. They gave Muchacho a PDF on how to have a safe blanket.
I just can't even. I can't even make up a skit for that. It's so stupid. All right, now, calm down.
No, you got to get him on in. Now watch. Get me on that. That's what's happening.
The dogs. Couche. Again.
No, you're fine. He'll settle. It's just. What are we doing?
It's a safe blanket.
People want to feel like they're doing something, and they went to someone who's a veterinarian. Yeah, he was a veterinarian who's a behaviorist. Stop speaking right now. But I have a degree. Yeah. Why don't you take your degree out and show it to the dog? He's going to eat that too. Why are you putting out a PDF? Why? Heroes in the dog world now are treated like gods because they write a fucking paper on the flexi lead. It's like the Titanic. Get the band to play something to calm everybody down. Write an article on a flexi lead.
A flexi lead.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Lead. Do not get it. Don't get it. Don't understand it.
No, it's stupid. And that's what you brought that up when we were talking about breaking a dog down.
Hey, watch this. I forgot.
Wow, it's like, oh yeah, but your knees are going to fucking kill you now.
That's right.
So dumb.
It is dumb. What were we talking about?
We were talking about breaking dogs down to the senses. Because, I mean, how their senses create their world is pretty crazy.
It's everything.
You know, and it's something that we've lost touch with.
Yeah. What is a dog?
It's a fur baby. It's, I love it.
Okay. I love dogs too. Let me ask you a question. If you love your kids, you're a parent. Even if you don't have kids, just think about this. You love your kids. Your kid is going to run in the street at 4 years old. What do you think a textbook on child rearing will tell you how to teach the kid not to run into the street? They will say, bring over a cookie, talk to the child, and say, if you listen to me and you understand me, I will give you this cookie. And we're going to walk away from the street. My mom would grab you by the hair and go, what the fuck are you doing? You scared the shit out of me. Now you are far more worried about that event because you're like, what did I do that made mom upset? Or we talk about, because we both came up the same way, is you get parents that hit you on every word. So that's you better not, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Then you get our parents who hit you on every fucking syllable and sometimes on every letter. Right?
I thought I learned how to spell.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. You, what the fuck?
And you know what they don't have? They don't have shorthand in hit text.
No.
There isn't. It's Y-O-U. It's not you.
No. And the emoji is like usually dental work. The problem is that I haven't ever fit in where parenting styles are at. Yeah, I know. And so now if you love the kid and the kid got a cookie for running to the street and a hug, how does the kid find the boundary there? What the kid thinks is, hey, I want a cookie.
I'm going to get close to that street.
Frap, boom, done, over.
No more cookies.
That's life lessons suck ass, but you remember them. I can remember my mom's face whooping my ass. Me and my sister lived a 3-story house, right? Then the attic, 4 stories up. Yeah. Me and my older sister were like 6 and 5. We're sitting in the attic with our legs out the window. So the peak roof thing. Yeah. And we're holding hands going, in and out the window. My mother's hanging out the laundry. This is like 1969, 70. And my mother goes with a cigarette. And she goes, Mommy loves you. Mommy loved you. Stay right there. Mommy's coming. That little fat lady ran up them fucking 8 flights of stairs so fast. And she's like, Mommy loves you. Mommy loves you. Hi, kids. Hi. Grabs us by the hair, rips us in, and both of us, crack, 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 crack. Don't you ever get downstairs. And you're like, fucking A. Because kids don't know what they're in for. They don't know what the cost is. Now, should she have been watching us? Yeah, but she had 3 kids and fucking had to do the laundry and had to do this. Like, what are you going to do? Well, kids get out of your sight. That's what happens.
Put an e-collar on.
Yeah, put an e-collar on and give him a cookie. So let me ask you a question. Your dog's running for the road. What do you do? Do you go, cookie? That's what they tell you to do. Emergency recall.
Emergency recall. It's a special word you never use, and use the treats that you never use, the special treats, because the dogs know. Special treats. And
while you're doing shit,
but your dog will eat dog shit.
Yes, it will. And it doesn't. You don't know if you didn't bring the special treat today.
Oh shit.
Because you're like, oh, where's my pills? Where's my clothes? Where's my keys? Where's my special dog treat in case of an emergency? Like, where is it? Like, the way they're teaching dogs now is that dog, emergency recall?
How about we just have a fucking recall?
Okay, let's say your kid, 4 or 5 years old, 6 years old, is running at someone coming to your house when they knock on the door, yelling all kinds of profanity and racial slurs. The person opens the door and they take a pencil and just start stabbing the fuck out of the person. What we're going to do,
that is definitely my kid,
is we're going to teach your kid place. We're going to teach this kid place. It has nothing to do with the act that it was doing.
Right.
But we're going to put an e-collar on it and teach it.
I can't. It's not close enough.
Stop talking.
All right.
Just do it.
Place.
I fucking said place. Or. Here's the cookie. Come here. What are we doing?
Nothing.
What are we doing? Those are dog trainers.
We're not preparing them for the worst. And that's what, like, you want to talk about fair? It is not, like, the situations that people put their dogs in is not fair.
No. They teach them in these fucking, so in dog fighting world, rolling a dog is when you put it in with it's not real fights, a young dog, it's just roll, see what they do. That's what dog parks and daycares are. You're teaching your dog how to fight, how to be a victim, how to be oi. And these people don't want to hear that. They want to hear non-reinforceable marker. They want to hear, like, one of the things that really gets me. Can they still hear us?
Yeah, now they're just recent. Give the kid a cookie.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Okay. But I'm watching. That's my whole thing, is that people want the Dr. Spock kind of fucking parenting, pseudo psycho fucking everything's fairy farts, unicorns, and rainbows. But yet we have kids fucking shooting up schools, pulling guns on old people. We have dogs going after people. Why is that? Not because we have to beat the shit out of them, because I don't like that either.
No.
Do you ever see the fireworks video?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? What? Okay, thank you. Yeah, like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, just fucking prong. That's a moron on the other side.
Right.
But at least the moron on the other side is doing something.
Yeah.
The people who come in here and get offended because they don't understand their dog and get upset because they have to stop like, one of the things I'm going to do on the upper tier stuff for people who've been at the seminar is the human psychology part of it. I was thinking about putting up the Act Right thing.
I think it's a good video.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
What was it about?
Shaping
without food.
Without food, yeah.
Shaping without food. Shaping without food. And that's the hardest thing, is that people don't want to be told they're wrong. So everybody gets a formula. Here's the easiest way to fix this. And that's the e-collar too. It takes out the personal part.
Right.
It takes out the personal part. My mother, if my mother had an e-collar around my neck when I was running for the road, I would have thought the sidewalk was electric.
Right.
Not that it was from my mother. Right?
Right.
You have to have that respect, but you can't just lose your fucking shit and start whooping the dog's ass. You have to balance it out.
And that's where you, like, where, like, you come about it from a lot of different angles, dog and person.
Yep.
Like, I'm offended sometimes that I just say it, I'm offended when somebody comes in and I'm like, your fucking dog is so freaked out and you're just making it out. It's okay. Dog's fucking shaking, shitting everywhere, hair's falling out. It's fine. It's okay. It's fine. And then everybody's confused, shocked, surprised that the dog lashes out and bites somebody. It's fucking been terrified for the last hour while we sit at this fucking patio. Leave your fucking dog at home. Don't have a fucking dog. Let's just not have a dog, because you're putting it in this just constant state of stress. And you're not, and stress is good. People are like, well, you're saying stress isn't good. No, stress is great. But stress is good when the dog knows how to get out of the stress. Eventually there's an end to the stress. There's not an end to the stress if the dog never fucking understands, oh, okay, you just want me to sit here and chill out. But now it's, you go and you're fucking throwing food at it. You're shoving it down the fucking throat. And, like, what are we doing? Like, that's not fair.
It's like marinating it in stress and then cooking it in a crock pot of stress.
Yeah. And then you're like, no, the dog should just understand. The dog knows. You know why? Because the dog loves me. I love this dog. And the dog's like, please fucking end my life.
What do they do? That's the fuck was that? So the dog, first of all, Elliot just went to a different planet, which is I love that. Did you hear me get quiet? I'm like,
so bad.
Preach it to the tabernacle. That's the way it is. But people, anything that's perceived as mean now is, and if you look like me, everything you do, when you speak, it's mean.
Yeah.
It's mean. But people don't understand what a dog is. So the first thing you have to do is unfuck the person, then unfuck the dog. Because if you don't have permission to unfuck the dog, unfuck the person, you're never going to get to the dog. They can drop it off here and we can show them some amazing shit, but they want to go home and keep doing the same shitty stuff that got them there in the first place. So when you look at the e-collar people, I still can't get over it with Blonus Jack. That kid was on a live with him.
Yeah.
And he said, every dog that comes in here gets a prong and an e-collar. And I'm like, did you just say that? Like, you're proud of that? Jesus Christ. How fucking non-dimensional are you?
Right. And there's a lack of communication there. Well, they're not allowing the communication for the dog. And it's just, why have the fucking dog? But then it turns into a fucking status symbol. I have to have a dog because, it's a conversation starter.
Yep.
Get a fucking tattoo on your forehead. That's a conversation starter. Don't fucking bring a dog into this. Jesus.
I'm just gonna live here.
Thank you. All right.
Calm down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's some people's identities revolve around their fucked. Yes. I understand. Yes. I understand that. But that's the hard part of this is like what we're trying to do. Every trainer I see now has set a group of equipment they put on: prong, e-collar, backups, muzzle. I noticed one that does like, Big Chuck McBride.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Big Chuck McBride just fucking makes piñatas out of dogs. And here's the thing, man. If I let a dog tell you that it's hungry to show the behavior,
oh yeah,
I get hate mail. This guy's hanging dogs. He's putting on fucking catcher equipment, football equipment, 3 e-collars, a fucking riding crop, a bridle. Fucking what are we doing?
Yeah. But in the meantime, we have
and falcon gloves. Oh my God. I'll be right there. I'm scrubbing in. And we got a guy who penetrates dogs to break up dog fights. And the wrong dog. You stuck your finger up the wrong ass.
That's just for enjoyment at that point. We are mixing, what did I say? We're mixing pain with pleasure.
Business and pleasure. You can't mix business and pleasures. My old boss used to do that. Who was your old boss? I looked at her like, what the fuck? Yeah, no, that's an old dog man thing, like to break up a dog fight. But I'm just saying.
There's a better way.
I'm just saying. I'm going to say we have a better way. Can I just interject there? Nope. Like, what are we doing? Like, what the fuck? That's.
I'm going in 3 knuckles.
He needs a second opinion? I'll give it to him. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Oh, he's in dry fist.
You people aren't going to like this. Like, what the fuck?
That's how it goes. Jesus, you can't get a bigger hammer.
Well, if I could.
I mean, yeah, that's right.
I'm just telling you that you got to look. You got to look at the people. You got to look at what if you don't know what dog training looks like. And this is my thing, Shoddy Jerk in Scotland. I watched the videos and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? But he paid so much money to the butt plug and the penetrator you got to go with it. And he went to the greatest dog trainer in the world, Cesar Millan, who's not a dog trainer, who says that to himself all the time and to everybody. This is why lives outweigh podcasts. And the whole thing is, he's not solving problems. He's staying far away from them. See, ta-da! That's ridiculous. And then they get mad about it. When you can show someone how to do, wouldn't you think that a craft person wants to go learn from someone to do things better? Nope. There's no money in that. There's money in being one-dimensional and quick fix and put a Band-Aid on it.
Well, there's money in people, because what people think that they're getting here's what I think.
Yeah.
Just from
Well, go ahead.
Being,
don't be shy.
Being in corporations, many corporations, is that people think that having a set idea or a set pathway is clarity.
Yeah.
That's what they want to say, okay, in the next week, here's where we can get to. Well, sure, but your week is going to look different than my week. And we can sit here and write down minute for minute for minute what you should do for the next 7 days, but your car breaks down. Your house burns down.
You get COVID.
You're
out of masks.
You're whatever. And now the rest of those minutes change.
Well, there's an old saying that says man plans, God laughs. Well, now let's just reverse a couple letters there. Man plans, dog laughs.
Yeah.
The dog is in the moment. You can't fucking do it with a syllabus. And that's the problem, is that people want to have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. That's that fucking used car bullshit. Training dogs, like if you're going to have the responsibility to own a horse, you're going to have to learn some shit.
Right.
You're going to have to do it. If you're going to have the responsibility of having a snake, you're going to have to learn some shit, or it's going to die, and it's going to die really quickly.
Right.
If you're going to own a tiger, you should really figure out what you're doing, or you're going to end up like Timothy Treadwell, who got eaten by the bear, you know? If you're going to have a dog, there are, tens of thousands of sources to tell you that all dogs need is love.
Yep.
And if you've had a miscarriage, or you've lost a loved one, or you're separated, or you're divorced, you
need a dog.
Go get a dog. That's the fucking worst time to get a dog, because that dog isn't aware of your fucking misery. That dog's not.
And talk about a lack of respect
for the animal. Yeah.
And we talked about that, how people don't, it's underestimating what a dog can do, like the damage and the good, both sides.
Yep.
You underestimate the power of, first of all,
you won't if you see it.
No, you won't. But the athleticism, okay, great. That's easier to see.
Yeah.
The brain's not always easier to see, because your version of smart and my version of smart are going to be different or whatever. And people's expectations are so fucking low.
Yep.
But even staying low, like your dog shouldn't fuck people up.
Nope. And there are dogs
out of mostly fear.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Then you get people like the people at the dog shows with the naked ladies showing the fucking twisted gargoyle bullies around.
Yes.
Like, what are you doing? You're fucking breeding birth defects into a dog, and you're making this dog's life miserable, and you're winning awards for it.
Yeah. So why would you not?
What the fuck are you doing? And people, shut up. That's our thing.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was Dr. Mengele's thing. Fucking, what are we doing? And people, the more you say, what are we doing, the more people you're going to lose. Like, people always talk to me in the dog world, and they say, your content is not conducive to making money. I go, neither is my training. I'm here for the dogs. That's it. I don't want everybody. I want the people that can be better at this, that possess the intelligence, the confidence, the character to go, oh, I see what I was doing wrong. That's what you want. You want a coachable student, but you first have to think that I have something of value to offer.
Right.
And if you think I have nothing of value to offer, I just look like a raving lunatic. And sometimes even.
Yeah.
Just saying. All right, guys, we're done yapping. Any questions from you guys? Anybody want to come on and talk about something? Let's hear from you.
Dogs.
Oh, we're going to play Janelle's word of the week. I want anyone who can identify this very thick Boston accent. Janelle, don't tell them what you said. If you get close, put it right up here. Ready? Here we go.
Sam Borton.
Do it again.
Sam Borton.
Do it again.
Sam Borton.
One more time. Nope. Incorrect.
Sam Borton.
One more time.
Sam Borton.
Nope. You probably don't know the word.
Simple in. So great.
Same button.
Oh my gosh.
We have to pick a word.
Sid Potent. It's important. Sounds like it's important.
No.
What's the word? I'll type it.
No. Let's look it up and see if we can just Google it. Just Google it. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, hang on. hang on. All right. Anybody else want to play it again? Play it again. All right, microphone right up there. Hang on.
Sam Borton.
Sampling. It's impotent.
Nope.
One more time.
God, I love her.
Sam Borton.
One more time.
Sam Borton.
Sampling.
Anybody else? We have to post this over here as well.
Wait, are you gonna do Simportant? That's probably
that's pretty
the
closest. All right, ready? You guys want the answer, or does anybody want to guess again?
Why don't you just put all right? Answer.
Hit enter. There's your answer. Go to that website and you will see it. Where are we here? Good. There you go. There's the answer. Sambornton, New Hampshire. Sambornton. What the fuck?
Sam Borton.
Sampolin.
That's dirty. Sampolin, will ya? Sampolin.
I thought I heard sand.
Yeah, God, she's the best. She is the best. And it always makes me feel like home when she says something.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love it.
That's
I just love it to death. Ooh, I worked so hard to get rid of that. Joe, you fucking retarded? What the fuck? Joe, go over to Sam Borton, get some beers. Beers.
Is it a beer?
Joe, Joe, what you got, Cause? You got Cause beer? What's Cause beer? I don't like that. Let's go play some darts. Darts are hard. What? Get your car hot. You retarded? What the fuck? Just fought in your car hot soon? Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
It's the best.
It's so great.
It's the best. Yeah, I can be in Mainer, up Mainer. We'll do that next week. We'll have to go up Maine and get some people to talk and see if people can guess it.
How you like them apples?
Yeah, I like them apples. I got a number.
Yeah, we'll get some Mainers.
Because down in Texas where they were like,
Ryla.
Yeah. You want a ruggle? What? What the fuck did you just say? You want a ruggle? I'm like, I seriously don't know what you're saying. Man, you fucked up. You want a ruggle? Do you want a regular? You want a ruggle? Yep. What the fuck? It's all back here. You want a ruggle? Move your mouth.
The last time I was here, he sent me into fucking dick Acton Trading Post to get 2 slices of pizza and a Pepsi.
Culture shock.
I walk in and I swear to God, I heard. And I was like, "What are we doing?" There's like a little like round table with some guys sitting over there, and there's like a fan that's going. I'm like, okay. To my left, there's liquor. It's a lot of whiskey. So I'm like, all right, okay. So I'm like, I'm just going to walk right to the back because usually the drinks are in the back. And I'm blue hair. I don't look like I'm from here. And I'm like, okay, he said pizza, and I don't see pizza anywhere. So I go to the guy trying to communicate with me, cannot communicate with me. And he finally says, he just does this.
Yeah, pizza's over there. Gotta go get that pizza myself. It's over there.
So he sends
ask
me
her.
Ask her. Ask her.
No, ask her.
Yeah, whatever. So I go to the girl, and she looks at me like I'm fucking an asshole.
Pizza right there.
So then she sends me to the pizza thing, and she's like, get it out yourself, and it's fucking going around. It's going to burn me.
When you open it, it stops.
This is COVID. I'm just reaching in. And I'm like, I'm just going to go ahead and grab that pizza.
Because you know somebody did that before.
Right.
Oh, it's my pizza.
Mind you, everybody in there has stopped and is just staring at me like, this fucking asshole. So I get the pizza. I go to the thing. It's old. I cannot see how much I owe. So he tells me several times, and I'm like,
what did he say?
I don't know. I still was not sure. And I was like, I know you're trying to communicate with me. I know that it is an amount of money that I owe you, but I don't know what it is.
Here's $20. I'm out
I
of here.
gave him the $20 and I was like, here you go. This should cover it, right? 2 pieces of pizza and a fucking Pepsi. And he just looks at me like, you're fucking stupid. And then I walked out.
That's right. That's
Accurate.
right, Shaggy. When I first came up here, I said, excuse me, sir, can you tell me where this road goes? Don't go nowhere. Sits right there. I'm like, oh, you've clearly never been punched in the mouth before.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, and it was great. What was great was how he sent me in. Because he was like, oh, let's go. And then he goes, you go ahead. Left me. Fucking asshole.
Listen, this is going to come up. We screw each other over all the time. We were in Home Depot yesterday. And I have this thing that I do with people here. You're gonna,
yeah.
So I'll go. So she had a fucking case of paper towels in a cardboard box. It's big, and she's 25 feet away from me. And I go, right here. She throws it, and I just walk away. And this fucking thing just goes flying. And this guy's like, that was awesome. This guy's like, and then he keeps walking by, and he's like, hey, throw me something. I'm like, all right, buddy, the joke's over. Just fucking move.
You gave me out.
And I've done that to her a couple times, and I just walk away. Oh,
it's so, and I just, everything in me, I want to throw it. I just like throwing things.
Facts.
Like my husband sending me them. I don't even know what that word is.
Menards. Menstrual. What is it? Oh, it's like a Home Depot. Yeah.
Oh. Maynard's.
Yeah. All right. So nobody has questions, comments, concerns?
Yes, Nikki, I felt like a dog.
Yeah.
I always feel like a dog.
Who wrote that?
Nikki, third way, right?
Oh, yeah. So you know how the dog feels.
Hi, I assume you've talked about my comment in the post about Elliot's dog. I wasn't trying to be mean or nope. Didn't think that. To judge after seeing 30 seconds, I had some questions. Not everyone is so experienced as you are. So most of the time, hard to understand your point. I have a dog, 5-year-old, and never owned a dog before.
But that's not the point of the video, Mary. The point of the video was to show you that dogs can communicate, that they're talking. And when people just put technique on a dog, they miss that. So if you look at the other part that I said was that dog's titled, trained, old, and has health problems. The other part that you didn't understand, and I think, Mary, you have a big part of you always do this, is you see something other than what we want you to focus on, and that's fine because it brings up other conversations. So it's okay. Keep being Mary. That's great. But the fact that that dog is old, sickly, sleeps about 16 hours a day, and Elliot did not want those behaviors to go, but I said, just let it go this time so I can show people that the dog is talking. The dog talked.
Because she's very animated about it.
Yeah, and the dog is not animated.
No.
And when that comes up, it's a big thing to her, right? So I said she was emotional because she's like, brilliant, man.
Her tone changes.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely,
high,
absolutely.
It goes deep.
Yep.
When she's like, "Fucking, I'm serious."
Yeah, bitch, I ain't playing with you. And that's
Brianna goes, "She's growling at you."
Nikki called her anvil head. I thought that was the greatest thing. And that's so the dog is directional. The dog's going back and forth, right? The dog was vocal, physical. But the problem is, I don't want you to teach your puppy like that. And I'm just recapping for you, Mary. I don't want you to teach your puppy like that. And if your dog's not trained, you don't do that shit because that's the dog giving you commands. That dog can walk off leash, off collar through downtown Boston and listen to Elliot. So once you get to that point, you can really start enjoying the dog. But does your dog respect you? Maybe. Hers does. Does your dog know how to solve the problems of obedience, like sit down, stay, heel, come? Maybe. Hers does. The dog, she's proven it. The dog's 9 years old, going on 10, and is just old. Way before it's a Doberman. Like if Dobermans get to 5, we're lucky.
Yeah.
So all of the things, and this is the other thing too, where Nikki was telling me that she didn't tell me who, but she said someone said that I don't want to look like a hypocrite. If you think I look like a hypocrite because of posting that video, you really missed the point. You really missed the point. Because my dog sleeps on the couch. My dog sleeps in my son's room, sometimes in his bed. My dog goes outside. We have trained dogs. You don't. So if you're doing all those things with the dog, like telling the dog's telling you I want to eat, dog's telling you I want to go out, dog's telling you I want to rub your butt, dog's telling you to throw the ball, then that's a problem. But if you have a trained dog, we can just look at the communication because that dog, and the point was our dogs aren't robots. So there's another thing on the internet. The all nonsense group said our dogs are robots. They don't even know our dogs. This to show that dogs aren't robots and they're communicating, and people are like, "What are you doing?" You can't win. You can't win. Is that dog a risk to bite anyone? No way. No way. You could. The dog's not going to bite you.
No, yeah.
It's not going to happen. Is the dog trained? Yes. Is the dog old? Yes. The dog's living in a house full of behaviorists and dog trainers. We got it. Okay. We got it. But we wanted to show you that the dog is very clear in its communication. And Mary, thank you for making my point. Humans are not. That's exactly what we wanted to say. Does that make sense, Mary? We really have to do something about the lighting in here. Because, dude, I look like I'm transparent.
Yeah, and I look pretty white.
I was curious. Besides the age, isn't it messing the dog's experience when you sometimes let it train you? No. The dog's not. Okay. So, Mary, the dog wasn't training her. The dog was communicating with her. If your dog, see, this is again, you said you got it, but I don't think you do. If you have a dog that lives in your house and it's not trained and you do that, that's when that shit becomes dangerous. If she said to that dog, knock it off, it stops. It stops. If you say that to an untrained dog, they usually push harder. But when it ends up doing, no, Mary, no, that's the dog communicating with her. That's the dog communicating with her. So if I say to you, Mary, stand up and come over here. Okay. Am I communicating with you or am I training you? If I go, get your fucking ass over here, probably too much. But I go, come here, and you don't want to, and I let it go. That's not training at all. You don't want to ruin the personality of a dog. Good trainers allow for the personality to shine while being obedient. There. Do it. That's it. But the problem is, Mary, is that you're mixing two different things. I want my dog to tell me if it has to go outside, but it's trained. It's trained to do that. I want my dog to tell me that, it's sick. You know, I want.
He knows how to clearly communicate with you. And a lot of, I mean, like even with the pottying, like going out to fucking use the bathroom, a lot of dogs will take that advantage of that and then start just going outside just to go outside. And you hear that all the time.
It's brilliant.
Like if my dog says I have to go outside, I know she has to shit. Like I can see him, and I'm like, hey, I'll go walk him.
He got a foul stomach the other day.
The other night. Oh my God, he was so polite about it.
And he was so polite. He goes to the door as close as he can get to the outside, and he's like, Gah!
My dog did that the first day when I was here last time. Shit in front of the door.
Yeah, but it's like a sour stomach. If you change a dog's water, you change a dog's diet. This dog just came from Texas where it's 90 degrees to up here where it was snowing. Like this dog is like, what is this fucking white powder everywhere? Sorry.
Yeah.
But it's the dog. The dog is like, what the fuck is happening? It's an old dog. It's a sensitive dog. That's the problem, is that when people confuse communication with dictation, if you have a dog that is not trained. Now, I know your dog has separation anxiety. That's a dog screaming at you when you restrain it or you leave. That dog doesn't have respect for you. This dog was simply hungry. And that's the problem, is that if you have a dog that obeys you, look, it's harder to live with a dog than it is to compete with a dog.
Yeah.
If you look at all those guys like Ivan and Bart and all those guys are great trainers, great trainers, but they don't live with the dog. They have dogs they live with, but they don't live with their competition dogs. Yeah. She does.
I mean, it was the other day when I told her to go lay down. She told me she had to go shit. She said, all right, I'm going to lay down, but I'm going to shit right. And she did. And I can't blame her for it. She said, I got to go out.
Well, it's how this started.
Yeah.
It's the Dalmatian in the fucking crate.
Yeah.
8 hours, 6 hours in there, 3 water, and the dog goes. You missed the communication because you were too dominant with your dog.
Excuse me.
Yeah. I would like to not get my ass kicked for pissing. However, there will be piss. I would like, if I could just suggest,
let me out,
that I could urinate and or defecate outside. That would be wonderful. This is why dog training needs to be done in person. This bullshit about training dogs on the internet. I'm doing the best I can to try to get you to understand that. And I know I live in Maine or New Hampshire now. It's not close to people. And you got to do the best you can. You got to have common sense, and you got to stop listening to all the fucking bullshit out there. It's just not good for you. And so when you start getting wires crossed, I still don't understand this separation anxiety. When I tell my whining dog to go into the crate, he lays down and the tantrum ends. Why is he whining? How do you know it's a tantrum? These are the questions.
These are.
You know, when someone comes in for an eval, I just start asking them questions.
Right.
And that lady was rude. That lady said to me, I filled this out on your online questionnaire. I said, I know you did, but I want to hear it from you with more detail. No, Mary, no. If the thing you're calling a tantrum ends when the dog goes in the crate and is restrained, then that's not barrier frustration. The dog is communicating with you and you're missing it.
So he's whining. Well, wait. So he's whining in the crate, and then you tell the dog to lay down, and then it stops. That's what I'm reading.
He's still got your attention.
Yeah.
He's still got your attention. But barrier frustration and separation come from a lack of clear rules. What?
Yes, Nikki. The dog is whining because he has been taught to whine.
Yes, that's right.
I'm trying to read.
So this is one of the things that's really hard, is that Mary will ask these questions and stuff like that, and it's cool and that's great. But then you get people who know just enough to be fucking dangerous, and they start making these wild comments about shit, and you're like, what are you talking about? There are people, guys, who you can sit right in front of, and they will never get dog training. Never get it. Never get it. Because they can't see it. The goal here, I'm telling you, the effort I spend on trying to get people to see it, the patience of trying to get people to see it, it's just easier to go to Petco. It's just easier to go get an e-collar. Go do it. But if those are the people that have to do it and want to do it, I don't want them. I want the people who want to learn it. I'm asking you to do something that's completely different than what everyone else is telling you to do it. You know why? Because that shit don't work. Trust me. Management is 100% failure rate. Training, very, very good. We've had a dog that's not trained to staying here for over 2 hours.
Yep.
Got up a couple times, we fixed it, went back because we're living with the dog. The problem is when people start to use food and then they make a jump to a prong collar, they don't understand that everything is connected. And that's what we're trying to do on Patreon, is to connect those dots for you. I'll post that eval on Patreon, third tier on Patreon, so you guys can see it. Or second tier, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that's the best I can do. But it is hard because people don't ask questions. One of the biggest things we've had is I said, ask me a question. She's like, no. She's been taught by other trainers not to ask questions. The fuck is that all about? How the fuck can you teach someone who's not asking questions? I mean, if the question's like, what time does the session end? Like, get the fuck out. Right? Like
right now.
Yeah, it does. And right now. It does. And I require people to think. That's right. I require people to think. Yep. Well, that's not what I want. That's what a seminar is. Let me show you. Like when Dexter came in,
yeah,
I listened, I talked to Tim and I asked what was going on because he was doing all pop, like shut the fuck up.
Right.
It was just adding to the fear.
Right.
Right. He said the dog had a lot of energy. And his idea was to exercise the dog. And I said, no, you're just fueling the fear machine. Don't do that. Then I worked with the dog and you saw the video. The dog started to calm down. Now that's going to be a lifelong thing with that dog. There's no like 2 + 2 = 4 with the dog. You know, there's a lot of dogs that shouldn't be with the people they're with. And there's a lot of vice versa. You maybe shouldn't have a dog. And that's hard to tell people.
And there's not a hot off the press, here's what a dog is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? You know, I think at least that's where I was at some point, was like, okay, this is what I want. I had this idea that I wanted my dog to look like.
Yeah.
The reality is I did not have a dog that was going to look like that at the end. I was not going to have a super competitive, high scoring Shipson dog with Harley. But that's what I thought I was going for.
But so we talked about this today. Mm-hmm. People go, oh, I like dock diving, or I showed the protection work in the tournament that I did out in Michigan. And people like, I want to do that with my dog. You gotta have the right dog. Mm. You can't have Dexter doing that shit. But people don't see what their dog is. They see what they want to do with it. You're not going to.
What's the best version of that dog?
The best version of that dog is
not being afraid.
Yeah, that's what we're working on. But if you can get Dexter to not be afraid, and not in the way Tim would think afraid, then that's as good as a Shipson 3 to me. Yeah, that's as good as a Shipson 3. So people want to show you their flashiest dogs. We show you the ugliest dogs. Do you understand what I mean? Like, people are going out with their man bun and their fucking wrap truck and their fucking beard that's all fucking Sasquatch soap, and I'm serious, and their fucking Air Jesus sandals and their fucking khaki jorts, and they're out there going like, dude, look at this, it's a high quality animal. That's great. A nutless monkey can do that. You are literally living proof that a nutless monkey can do that. Now, how do you help this dog that's afraid? How do you help this dog that's confused? How do you help this dog that's territorial? How do you help this dog that's possessive? How did it get there first? Because we have to stop the people from reinforcing that behavior again and again. So here comes the e-collar. We don't care what happened in the past.
Right.
We're just going to tell him he can't do shit. And you're going to keep doing it.
Right. I just saw somebody who is, I believe, training PSA, maybe Mondio, and training other people's dogs. He's getting money for it. I've been he's been on my radar for probably almost a year. And he just posted something the other day. How do you guys build confidence? How the fuck? Why the fuck are you asking that? What?
Well, so what's in your head about that?
Why are you asking that now? Like, why don't you just know?
Because the way people train, the way people do the high-end sports is they literally have a formula.
Yeah.
They have tools and a formula. And they will grind that dog. They'll tell you they're not because they don't know any better.
Yeah, because they don't think they are.
But they will grind that dog until the breaking point. So what people do now is they look, when they look for a litter of Mals, Dutch Shepherds, German Shepherds, highest drive they can find. Highest drive at the youngest age. Test it, test it, test it, test it, test it, test it, test it. Then fry it, weld it into the pattern. Maybe a little bit of free shaping with food and stuff, and then, okay, we're going to the pattern. You're going to fucking do this.
Right.
When that happens, they piss through a lot of fucking dogs. Years ago, I saw this video of a little Dutch Shepherd puppy named Machete.
Yeah.
And I guess there's a song called Machete back then. Machete, machete. That's how it was.
Right.
Machete, right? And they had this little puppy going through fucking fire, and they had this little puppy doing this, and that. And I said 6 months later, hey, where's Machete? Oh, I had to put him down. He was too crazy.
Okay.
I know. What do you got?
Mary, I remember one situation on your live. Somebody was doing some bite work in Chungus. Meatloaf, as Dylan says. Meatloaf and Chungus are two different dogs. Anyway, was anxious on the couch because he wanted the sleeve. So you told him to lay down and gave him a bone. I don't understand how this is different from my dog wanting my attention in the crate.
And that's why you need to go to a dog trainer. Moving on.
And that will end in tears. I saw someone in a professional training group ask if people get annoyed with their clients asking questions. That's not the mentality I'd want my trainer to have. Nope. No, Jackie, they just go get another. It's gross.
But just so you know, Mary, is that you're doing it again. You're not in the moment. You're back there. You're over here. You're doing this. You're doing that. It's very difficult because you're taking pieces of what you want. That's how I got my nose broken doing comedy.
Yeah.
They tell you that?
No.
When people are so drunk that they can't track the joke, they're so fucking drunk that they just hear words. They hear little words. This happens to sober people all the time.
Yeah.
They're not paying attention or they can't see what you're trying to tell them situationally.
Right.
So if you look at my nose, it's all fucked up, right? And you know how bad it's fucked up.
Constantly digging in that thing.
Yeah.
I don't even see it anymore.
God damn, because it's just bad. So this guy, I'm in this shit fucking hole of a nightclub. And I'm saying something like, hey, my mother said, so he heard mother.
Yeah.
And then I heard like, she grounded me and that sucks. And he says, mother sucks. And I said, don't be a dick. And he's like, so he hears in his head, my mother sucks dick. All of a sudden I hear people go, now you can only see the first 1 or 2 rows because the lights are so bright in your face. And all of a sudden this Budweiser beer bottle just goes right off my nose, pouring blood. And I'm like, what the fuck? He can't track the joke. He can't understand the progression of what we're trying to say. And I think that's a lot of people just try to find little hints. Like when people say to me, you got any tips for training my dog? No, you tip a server. You do not tip someone. Don't give tips. When you got Gak Zorge going like, hey, here's a tip. What the fuck? Like people apply it the wrong way.
Right. You
have got to be in person. If you can't, I mean, there's a lot of great trainers in Europe. You've got to be able to dig deeper and find one. You got it. And it's hard, Mary, because you're going to always have questions. And I think you're at the surface, but you're not looking deeply. And I think you might think you are. So that's that. All right. Anything else? Because we're method hoarding, technique hoarding, equipment hoarding. Yeah. It's a whole different world when you have to do it.
Oh.
We got.
Okay.
It's very, very different.
Very.
Sam Borton.
Sam Borton.
Tim Borton.
Sam Borton.
Tim Borton. All right, guys. Thank you for your time today. I truly appreciate it. It means a lot for you guys to take the time out of your busy Sunday and listen. It does mean a lot. And Tell your friends. What do we do?
Tell your friends.
That's right. And if you need us, we're here. And we will see you in December in just about 2 weeks, right? A little over 2 weeks?
A little over 2 weeks.
A little over 2 weeks, we will be in Minnesota. I don't know if there's spots left in Minnesota. If you are in the Minnesota area and you need help, we will be there. I guess it's a very nice venue. Yes, spots. Okay. I think there's one left. Okay.
Oh.
I will tell you that if the hotel does not have a jacuzzi and a pool, I'm going to be a grumpy motherfucker, boy. I'm going to tell you that. An Airbnb. Awesome. All right. We will see you guys on the other side. Thank you. Bye.
And
broadcast.
there you go. There you go. Yes, stop.